What is dancing? It's an expression, an art, an experience, an exercise. Dance can tell a story, or it can bring back a memory. Dance can be just fluid sequence of movements. But if there is one thing dance has taught me, is that movement is medicine. More and more dance classes are being used as a method to keep elderly people active and mobile. A study undertaken by the University of St. Louis found that regular dancing can help reduce joint pain and stiffness. Other physical improvements can include a lower blood pressure and a lower heart rate.
It's about encouraging older adults to keep active. And a lot of the exercises that I incorporate into the class are basically physio exercises because a body is a body, and most dance exercises are actually based on how a body moves anyway. So it's basically general fitness, but a physio could do that, and it gets boring because it's just doing repetitions of exercises over and over again and people just don't want to do it. So by putting the dance element in, you're actually feeding the whole person, because it's not just doing the exercises, it's also doing something creative, learning a routine. I ask people what music they like, so we've got music that they enjoy moving to, and they use a wide range of music. And also the well-being, we laugh if people go wrong. It's not like a traditional dance class, you go wrong, the teacher's going to shout at you. So like, we go wrong, I go wrong all the time. You go wrong, we have a laugh, and then we try it again, because I think that's important. So it's about the whole person well-being, it's not just about doing exercises, because like I say, you can do that with a physio. We work out routines as a group, it's not just me saying, right, this is what we're going to do all the time, because that engagement of putting something of theirs in helps people mentally much more than just learning routines.
Oak Grove Community Centre in Haxby, on the outskirts of York, hosts one dance class a week for over 60s. Taught by Helen Brown, the class helps people in an older age bracket to keep active and social. Some of the ladies in this class have found the sessions to be significantly beneficial for their physical well-being.
I'm recovering from a long-term illness. I've had chronic fatigue for about 18 months, and the last few months I've been gradually building up my stamina and fitness again. And when I first came here, I barely did 20 minutes because of the fatigue. So I sat down and just did what I could. And over the last few months, I've been able to regain my strength and my stamina and my fitness, and this class has partly helped with that, because I love dancing full stop, and Helen's been brilliant.
Oh, it just makes me feel so happy. It makes me, I broke my back about a year ago and I couldn't do any of the keep fit, but this is just so good. You know, you're learning steps as well, so it's good for your memory. Classes are lovely, everybody gets on well together, so it really benefits me a lot. You just look forward to coming, and I just can't say how much I love it, I really do. Any dance, I like dancing, but it's nice to have a class like this that you can go and actually learn.
It's primarily a fitness class where people who maybe can't access full impact, higher impact, more complex dancing can still access lots of different styles and get fit while learning dance routines, really. And also it's a community spirit thing, because people get to come and they have a laugh, they have a giggle, they have a chat to lots of people who live in their area, really, and they can have a cup of tea afterwards as well if they want. It gives you that buzz, you're part of a team learning something, which gives you a real positive energy. Something like this, there's no pressure to it either, but I think dancing, because it engages so many parts of your brain, your body on a cognitive level, you are getting fit, you're active, you're learning, you're moving, you're coordinating, and it's all happening at the same time. And everybody seems to leave with this sense of achievement and feeling quite happy. I mean, the people I teach here, some are widows, some are not, and have very full, active lives. A lot of people who come to these classes do lots of different activities, but for those who maybe don't, this is an opportunity to get out of the house, to see people with a common interest, to have a chat. Even some people turn up when they maybe have an injury or have been a bit unwell and don't want to join in the full class, but they come to join everybody and see everybody.
During my research, it became clear that dancing is not only a source of exercise and a path to improving physical health, but the benefits to an individual's mental health by taking part can be just as rewarding. The Unlonely Project states that health risks associated with loneliness and social isolation are comparable to the dangers of smoking and obesity. The Ageing Project found that up to 20% of adults over 60 said they find themselves lonely fairly frequently. This is York Vintage Dance, run by Steve and Judith Mallinson, and their close friend, Tina Hull. They specialise in vintage and social ballroom, individual and partner dances from the 1920s and onwards. They emphasise on a fun for all ages atmosphere where people can feel comfortable to learn a new skill and make friends. Janet Flanagan has been attending the classes since they started the business.
I do a lot of voluntary work, I like to be busy, do the choir, play ukulele, and I love dancing. Mentally, you're having to concentrate, but you're also meeting other people, you're socialising, and physically it can be, well, as demanding as you want it to be. Started about 4 years ago, then I stopped for about 2 years, and then I started again just over a year ago. And then after my husband died, I went back to it again, because he wasn't interested in dancing. And so I went back to it, and I found the companionship was lovely, and meeting people. And the main reason I started was because I knew the people that were running them, and my husband played with a band with them. And then I got more interested in it, and I thought, oh, this is really good, because it is a good form of exercise. And as I say, it can be as demanding as you want it to be. You can put as much as you like into it. And as I say, I think it is very good for your mental health. And I know the people who suffer from depression, and I have during my life, and I find you just go there. It's the music itself is invigorating, and you're sort of like thinking, and the music, and it just makes you feel really good. If it's partner dancing, nobody's left without a partner, and it's all organised, so that it works out really well, I think.
Lucy Metcalf from Leeds reached out to share her incredible story with me. How despite some extraordinary and life-threatening events, dance has shaped the person she is today. Unfortunately, due to the coronavirus pandemic, Lucy and I were not able to meet in person for this interview.
So when I was 3, there was my mum and dad were hotel managers, or they owned this one particular hotel in Hessel near the Humber Bridge. And so I grew up there, and I could always hear this music playing across the road in the British Legion. And so I started doing ballet classes there when I was about 3. Absolutely loved it, and continued dancing, doing things like tap and modern until I was 10 and going through all my kind of RAD exams. And then always danced, you know, when I was doing my GCSEs and A-levels, still carried on dancing, going up as far as I could with ballet. And then, when I was 18, I remember thinking, I really don't know what I want to do. And I thought, well, the one thing that I've always done was dance. And I realise now, at 43, I've therefore been dancing this year for 40 years. I went to Disney in Paris. And it wasn't, truthfully, for me, you know, I was dancing since I was 3, I've been doing professional training for 4 years. So truthfully, it wasn't the most difficult dancing for me. And so I think looking back, the way that it affected friendships and family is that I was always out of the country. You know, I danced for a good number of years on cruise ships. I went to the Spanish circus for a short contract. I went to Portugal for a 6-month contract. I went on a Germany tour, dancing absolutely everything for 6 months. And so I suppose it kind of, it was fascinating. I absolutely loved it, and my family and friends loved me doing it. And a lot of my friends also were dancers as well, and people that I've met along the way have become really, really good friends. Like my dancer friends were at my wedding. And then one day I just totally collapsed. When I was diagnosed with needing brain surgery, the first thing that the surgeons said was, you need to stop exercising at the moment. Oh my goodness, like my world is crashing around me. Like, what is going wrong? How do I fix this? The way that I've kind of got through it in recovery is I did give myself a good few months to recover after the surgery. So I was diagnosed in 2010, so that's 10 years ago. And then in 2011, I had the surgery. And then I kind of was like, okay, I need to rest my body, rest my brain after this. But that was the January. And then by the September, I was literally getting cabin fever. I was like, I don't care what happens to me, I'm gonna have to dance. I started going to a local gym and doing kind of Zumba type fitness classes, and I was absolutely exhausted. I remember thinking, oh my goodness, I'm not actually quite physically unfit. And that really saddened me. And so I found out last year that I was actually epileptic. And I thought, I've lost a part of me. I can't do what I used to be able to do, not even just one class. So I made it my absolute mission that following year to get answers as to why I was not still feeling well after the surgery. And from there on in, I can honestly say I've never felt better. And I think it is just down to the music and the movement for me. That's just got to be a part of my life. And I think for anyone, I really do, if there's anyone kind of suffering or struggling with any form of health or physical, mental health disabilities, movement, music, I think it really does have such beneficial effects that for me, I would not be the person I am. I would not be this happy if it hadn't been for those dance classes.
Dancing can be just a form of exercise or a hobby, but I believe that the possibilities of dance are endless. There is a reason that movement to music dates back thousands of years. The endorphins that are released when we dance make us feel happy in times where sadness may be ruling. Music and dancing bring people together in a shared community. That community can battle the cruel feeling of loneliness and social isolation. Dance can bring back a memory or good times with our loved ones. Dance can help heal our bodies and our minds, no matter our age, gender, or abilities. This is because I believe movement is medicine.